What is good, y'all? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we're going to be doing some predictions of the new playoff moments that we could see in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, here's the deal, guys. Here's ultimately the deal. We saw some playoff moments from the play-in game, obviously with Trae Young, Herb Jones, Patrick Beverley, and Bruce Brown. Now, the question mark is, are we going to see some playoff moments cards of the losing teams? Because Bruce Brown, the Nets, they made it to the playoffs. Patrick Beverley, Timberwolves, they made it to the playoffs. Herb Jones, Pels, they made it to the playoffs. Then Trae Young, obviously the Hawks, they made it to the playoffs. So the rumor is like maybe the losing team won't get any players, but for me, I feel like the losing team should get more players because the winning team is just going to advance and obviously have more opportunities to have better performances. But we're going to be diving into some of the top players that I think we could possibly see us get. And just remember, the playoff moments are free. Now, at least the last thing was free for obviously the Trae Youngs of the world, stuff like that. You could get Trae Young, Herb Jones, all those types of things, and they were definitely free. So just something to think about. I do like the fact that 2K is giving us a chance to get these free, not only the free zero gravity set, but also giving us the chance to get Trae Young, obviously the players that we have seen so far, Herb Jones, some stuff like that. So I just think in general, 2K is doing a good job with this, and I hope it continues moving forward. Okay, that's just my opinion on it. I like the fact that 2K gives us free challenges or free players that we can go for. So just something to keep in the back of your minds. But starting it off, guys, we're going to talk about Jalen Brunson. I mean, here it's simple, okay? Jalen Brunson was on a winning team, so I think the chance of us getting a playoff moment, Jalen Brunson is okay. But you look at what Jalen Brunson did in the playoffs, it's absolutely ridiculous. He didn't have one game under 23 points. Absolutely ridiculous. He had one 41-point game, and I mean, here's the deal, guys. If we do not see a Jalen Brunson card, I will be really, really shocked. That's just my opinion. I will be really, really shocked if we don't see a Jalen Brunson. Now, is Jalen Brunson going to be good? No. Okay, it's simple. Jalen Brunson's not going to be good. But I will say, guys, he has been absolutely hooping. Some other guys who have been hooping, guys, I'm just going to look up, okay? Not to say we'll for sure get a Jaden Mcdaniels, but I saw a lot of fans, not even Timberwolves fans, that were fans of Jaden Mcdaniels after the last Timberwolves game. Why? Because Jaden McDaniels had 5 threes. Man, he played good defense, 24 points, and he just played extremely, extremely, extremely well. So that's a guy that I think, we could definitely see a card of. But again, he's on a losing team, so it depends what 2K decides to do with that. Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, guys, especially early on in that series, he was hooping. Had 37-point game, 34-point game. I mean, the card was absolutely hooping in that series. So, again, another guy I think, not to say we'll see him for sure, but I would not be surprised to see a card like him coming out in the playoff moment sets. Precious Achiuwa from the Toronto Raptors. Obviously, had a couple big games against the 76ers, including a 17-point outing, a 20-point outing. And again, for me, looking outside in, we got to see cards that we might not get a lot of. So, like, for example, Precious Achiuwa, right? How many more Precious Achiuwa cards can we possibly get? Whereas Jimmy Butler, who had an extremely big game, we already have a dark matter Jimmy. So it's just one of those things. You got to really kind of compare it to how good the player is. I know Jimmy had a 45-point game, stuff like that, even a 36-point game. But it's Jimmy Buckets. So, I mean, if you give him a card now and then he has another big game in the next round, are you going to give him another card? It's just that question mark, right? It really is that question mark that you're like, is it worth giving him a card for? And again, if we want to talk about games, okay, single games, DeMar DeRozan had one 40-point game and the only win the Bulls got. So I'm not saying DeMar hooped the entire series. I know he had a 6 for 25 game, but in one game, guys, he scored 41 points and just played absolutely incredibly. So those are the things that I'm trying to point out to you guys is who goes off in certain games, right? That's just something that I think is important to note. I mean, Grayson Allen, guys, if we want to talk about guys who have been open, he had a 27-point game. The list goes on and on. Chris Paul had a 13 for 13 or 14 for 14 type game as well. So the possibilities really are endless for cards that we could see. I mean, we had 8 different series going on at the same time. So again, it's just one of those things, like, you could pick from the Warriors. You want to pick a card from the Warriors? Okay, give me Jordan Poole, who has been going pretty crazy, especially early on in that last series against the Nuggets. Again, guys, the list can go on and on, but we've had so many different players that have played pretty well or had some pretty solid games, and I just wanted to pull a few out for you guys. Now, on the flip side of things, guys, like I've said before, it's hard to give a guy like Jimmy Butler or a guy, let's say, like Giannis Antetokounmpo a card, because these guys have had some big games. I do think it's weird. This is something I think is weird, how 2K is dropping these round 1 cards, if they do drop them, after the fact that round 2 has already started. I think that is really weird for 2K to do, drop these round 1 moments cards, right, that we obviously got in this reward set. But they should have just done this before round 2 has started, because now, I mean, here, the Bucks game is currently ongoing, right? The Bucks game, it's in round 1, right? By the time you guys see this, it's going to be over. But right now, as I look at it, the Bucks are up 8. And I guarantee somebody's having a good game. Again, I haven't been watching because I've been working. But you look at it, it's like, I mean, you got a guy in nobody really, no name. I don't want to say a no name, but nobody's like having a shockingly good game. I mean, it's just a pretty basic game, so I guess 2K doesn't have to worry about that. But Giannis already has a triple-double, and it's early on in the 4th quarter, so it's just one of those things that 2K should have done this before the round started, but it is what it is at the end of the day. But it's even a guy like James Harden. I mean, he's going to have some big games, so expect to see more cards like him. I just hope 2K gives losing teams cards more than winning teams. I know it sounds kind of weird and kind of complicated, but I definitely hope that's the way they do it. Because, for example, the Raptors, right? The Raptors got a couple of good games out of a couple of good guys, but, I mean, they have no more opportunities to have good games, whereas guys for Philly, they're going to have plenty of different opportunities. And I think it's too important for 2K to capitalize on this moment set, because it is free content for all of us to grind, right? And that's the important thing, guys. It's free content, and everybody loves free content. 2K needs to realize that. People love these playoff moments cards. Now, outside of Herb Jones, there wasn't much here, but people love playoff moments cards. So hopefully 2K continues to kind of grow this trend. Hopefully we see, double-digit moment cards from the first round of the playoffs as we spring forward into the second round, because I think a lot of people are invested in the NBA playoffs, and I think for 2K, for example, it's a great opportunity for 2K really to get involved to make the most of it. I mean, guys like Desmond Bane, guys like Brandon Clark for the Grizzlies, that's who's fresh in my mind because I watched what they did against the Timberwolves. Give them a card, man. Give them a card. I don't care. Give out 10, 15, 20 first round playoff moments cards. They don't have to be the best cards in the game. Make them usable, make them fun, and people are going to enjoy that. Now, if you guys are wondering how you guys do end up getting all of these playoff cards and to put yourself in position to do so, guys, here you go. Here you go, okay? To get the 4 play-in cards, okay, you got to complete all those. Now, it says there's 8 playoffs first round cards, and you got to complete all of these plus more. So, I'm just saying, if you do want to get the new cards, you got to put yourself in position. Got to do all these things. There's new agendas coming, but you're going to have to get 17 rebounds with Gobert, 38 points with all these things. It's a lot here, but guys, this is for free content. So I expect it to be pretty solid content, to be honest with you guys, but there is a lot of content here in general. So just something to think about, guys. I don't know for sure. It says 8 cards in the playoff first round, so maybe they're just waiting for tomorrow to release it. But guys, if you do want to get them, this is how you do it. You got to get each and every one of these things done, which it's going to take you a while to grind, and I'm personally not part of it, but again, it's one of those things, if you stayed updated on it, it's not going to be too bad of a grind. So, guys, just some thoughts on some of the new cards we could see. Do I think it's obviously going to be worth it? It's hard telling, but I do expect it to be some solid players with all of this that we do have to grind. That is going to wrap it up for my video today, guys. You guys, and I like how 2K does this though. You know, if somebody has a big game like DeMar DeRozan, they put it in here. It's grindable content. It's just the challenges are pretty easy to get done in general. But I like what 2K did in this with this playoffs. Let's hope the cards are as advertised. It is gonna wrap it up for my video today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.